Let me finish on one harmonizing
Good.
note.
We can agree on a lot.
Which is among the many wonderful things you have written is a series of essays on the revival and the state of classical music in modern America. And you make the argument that we are in a new golden age of classical music. Could you briefly explain why you think that, given that there is some, I guess, fairly well-known evidence of declining subscribers to opera series and things like that also out there?
Yes, I have to say I'm very high and low and manic depressive on this front. Sometimes I'm very troubled, and other times I'm joyful at the extraordinary availability of music to us and a sense of reverence that performers have for greatness that they didn't always have. Our belief in performing compositions whole, serious programming. In the 19th century, it was taken for granted that if you were a conductor, you would rewrite Beethoven, because you probably knew better than Beethoven what those harmonies should be, and he was, sort of making mistakes there. And
old-fashioned.
Exactly. There was just extraordinary liberties taken. Performers, pianists would say, Chopin didn't really know how to end that etude, so I'm going to make it better, And we have now a sense of the preciousness of this. I'm also a big fan for the early music movement, which is trying to recreate the way Baroque music, for instance, was performed at the time. Now that's a chimerical desire, because we will never know. But it nevertheless speaks to me, which again, I believe in the humanist impulse, which is to lose yourself in the past, to try and bring back what the past knew and felt, and present it with reverence and gratitude. And I see that same spirit in the early music movement now. And classical music, China may be our savior here. As more and more American teens, their ears are not acclimated to what, for me, is the most profound experience of being human. The Asian countries now are flooding into American conservatories and building their own conservatories as fast as they can. They feel the power of this music, and it's not something that is trite for them or off-putting. So the tradition continues and moves on. But even in America today, we have this massive talent vacuum that's out there. So if you're a talented young singer in Eastern Washington State, you will be found and sent on a trajectory. So there's more opportunities for singers and performers today than ever before. It's just that we do have this extraordinary dominance of commercial pop music, which I grew up in the 60s, so I had my visceral love of the Rolling Stones and Cream and Jefferson Airplane, and that's in my blood too. But I do feel that there's a tradition that we have to hold on to.
Well, thank you, Heather Mac Donald.
Thank you,
thank
Charles.
you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you from the American Mind.